the very first time, Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, in fact, it's not for the very first time. I think indication have always been there. But today, he came out openly defending the activities that has been done to actually push the constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026. It must be said emphatically that this bill is anti-people. This bill is not done in line with the constitution. This bill is forced upon the throats of the people. For the very first time, Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa has come out openly defending what has been done so far, especially during the 90 days period where the bill is supposed to lie in state, whilst Zimbabweans are afforded an opportunity to ventilate their views regarding this particular bill. In Zimbabwe, we have only seen this platform being opened only for ZANU-PF members, but to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, the process was fair. He has spoken of the fairness of the process. Why is he saying the process is fair? Because it is favoring him. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Let's listen to him. Before he actually dealt with his disappearance, he commented on constitutional amendment bill number 3. Let's listen to this as he was interviewed by a ZANU-PF journalist, Ruben Barwe.
Today, Your Excellency, is the day when the 90 days are ending today, the constitutional.
Okay.
Yes. And what is your take concerning the end of the 90 days?
I think the public was given opportunity to express their views. I don't think the part of the country.
So he lies and say the public was given an opportunity to express their views. Remember, this is the
Press was left out from what have been briefed to my people. I think also the press has done.
Yes, it still continues, but the video, because of the network, it continues to break up.
Fantastic job. Make sure it was publicized so that everybody has the opportunity of expressing themselves. This is what it is.
So according to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, everybody
in a democracy.
So those people who were lying that
okay. So you see this idiotic journalist, then nobody lied. People spoke about what transpired. Mnangagwa sneaked out of the country, and that is the reality. The idiot in this matter is none other than Ruben Barwe, who actually eats and feeds himself because of clicking. So let's go back to the reason why I actually beamed live. So Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, for the very first time, he has commented regarding the bill that he is forcing to the throats of Zimbabwe and not following the constitution. To show you that he is the brains behind, and to show you that the abductions that have been happening, the sidelining of the citizens, all that was planned by the pre-capital cabinet from the bedroom of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, or to impress the bedroom thereof. He says the process of consultation was fair. Everybody was actually given an opportunity to express himself, which is a lie, a blatant lie. Credible organizations, including a government institution called the Human Rights, in fact, a Chapter 12 institution, the Zimbabwe Human Rights Constitution, indicated there is a report where it noted that the process was not done fairly. In fact, the process did not respect the rights of the citizens of Zimbabwe. The process was life-threatening. Zimbabweans were actually tortured. Zimbabweans were actually captured. Guess by who? Not criminals, but by the state security agents. People who work in the so-called president's office, and we know that that is the Central Intelligence Organization members. And whom do they report to? They report directly to Emerson Mnangagwa. He is saying the process was fair. Everybody was given an opportunity. Democracy is maturing over my foot. There is absolutely no democracy. Mnangagwa knows not democracy. That is why he goes around calling himself a Munumutapa, calling himself a king. And then such an individual actually can stand, can have the audacity to tell the people of Zimbabwe about democracy. And I wonder, really, in Zimbabwe, is there a shortage of leadership? Really, for those, the military, do you have a shortage of leadership? To choose out of all the people that exist in Zimbabwe, Emerson Mnangagwa, I mean, out of all the people that you can have and look in Zimbabwe, they could only choose Emerson. And look how he is haunting them. So he says that the consultation process was free, or in fact, he says it was the best. People were given an opportunity to ventilate their ideas. That is not true. We saw the police actually clamping down on opposition. In fact, the opposition was not allowed to have a public dialogue organized by it to actually ventilate their issues regarding Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3. Only people were talking, the likes of Maiweli and others in ZANU-PF who are talking for the illegal Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026, were the only ones at liberty, given the freedom to actually gather and chant slogans and not actually discuss the substance of this illegal bill that unfortunately is taking the politics of Zimbabwe at another level and retrogressively so. We have never seen Zimbabweans being given that opportunity. So also, what does this tell you? The way Mnangagwa commented, it shows that he supports the process. Remember, contrary to Chiwenga has been against the process. So Mnangagwa is pro the process. And by the way, is the father and the architecture of Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. So when he sees reaching at this stage, that is why he will sneak to try and get weapons and anything possible to be used against the people of Zimbabwe and come back with a cargo plane loaded with weaponry and everything that he could possibly use to actually breach the peace of the people of Zimbabwe. Just imagine having a president who is a security threat. And this is what Emerson Mnangagwa is to the people of Zimbabwe. He is a security threat. He is a thief, a president who takes the people's gold. And the mere fact, you know, when do thieves actually operate? They do so at night. They don't want to be seen by the people because they know what they are doing is wrong. Why Mnangagwa left the country in a private car and at night, and also when he was coming back, he was coming under cover up, trying to evade radar. Why was he doing so? Because it is only criminals who manipulates the normal way of doing things because they want to quench their criminal agenda. So, Mnangagwa commenting on this illegal Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026, you would not expect him to actually portray the process as it was. And as you hear the journalist whom was interviewing him, in fact, you could bootlicker of note, Ruben Barwe, I mean, how could you ask President, what do you say about lies? Then why would you want him to comment on the lies? And that's the first question. The very same president demonstrated that people did not lie, indeed sneaked. He justifies the sneaking and said, I should not explain myself to anyone for undertaking such an act. And he says he justifies the act that the very same journalist seeked. It must be very, very hard and difficult to work for a propaganda institution, because even if you know the truth, you now have to be creative in order to keep your job, to be a creative liar. This is what all those who work from the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, they are busy doing. They are trained to actually be creative in terms of creating the lies. So, to Emerson Tambuzo, the process was free and fair. They did not violate the rights of the people of Zimbabwe, but we have got reputable institutions coming out, not just ordinary citizens, writing reports. We've got the ZCC writing a report, a lengthy report, Catholic bishops writing reports, characterizing what happened during the 90-day period. We've got also the retired military generals, as well as also those who are still serving, ex-combatants, coming out, characterizing the situation. How do you say this? The process was free when Professor Love Momaduku was beaten. To an extent, he was beaten. And then it shows that is a clueless criminal. A clueless criminal that is not smart, that cannot think straight, that cannot use his brains. If Mnangagwa was just an ordinary criminal, I can tell you, he will never even steal even sugar without being caught, because he is strategically poor. That is why everything that he does criminal, he is caught. And guess what? Cases are piling against him. There is high probability that one day when he is removed, definitely there will be quite the court would not have to look very far for an evidence, because it's written all from Al Jazeera documentary on the internet. There is a massive evidence implicating the criminal activities of this president of Zimbabwe called Emerson Tambuzo Mnangagwa. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members, or the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars.